Anyway, hello, my beautiful people, and how the heck are you? And you know what? Before we get into the F1 tonight, which again we stream basically every night, the topic of conversations they're going on in chat anyways. So let's talk about it real quickly. Revan mentioning so tired of the NHL enabling the Panthers and their fans. The Panthers are enabling the Panthers and their fans. Obviously tonight, like the Panthers just kicked the shit out of the Oilers. The Oilers played like complete trash, like complete garbage, and decided let's goon it up at the end. And that is proving to be pretty controversial that they elected to do that. I'll say this. Maybe Robin Anthony is a DH. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have much faith in the Red Sox to get much right now. Gotta be honest. I'll say this about that game, right? Like, obviously for the Panthers, they just played really, really well. The Oilers played really, really poorly. The Oilers got the bad version of Stuart Skinner tonight, which, if they get the bad version of Stuart Skinner, it's pretty much GG's anyway. At least that's how it's been in the playoffs so far. Was it the right move for the Oilers to be like, yep, we lost. Let's just start cross-checking everybody in sight? Probably not, but I do think it's more of a positive than when other teams have played the Panthers and have just kind of laid down and died. One of the biggest talking points, easily, from the Leafs-Panthers series over the past 2 years has been when the Leafs are down, they just give up and they just run down the clock and wait for the ass whooping to be over. And all I saw online, on like Sportsnet coverage, everything, Paul Bissonnette was begging and pleading for the Leafs to fucking throw a punch. So I don't understand why for some people it's a negative when the Oilers are like, well, we fucking lost. Let's just start cross-checking fools like a motherfucker, which the Florida Panthers have done. They don't always do that. They use it tactically, and they don't always do that because they're very good and aren't often losing. That's another element to this. But that idea of, like, oh, the Panthers don't do it. Like, they absolutely have. The 2019 Blues, the past 2 to 3 years of the Florida Panthers, like, they get their shots in, whether they're winning or losing. They amplify those shots if they're losing. I have witnessed it with these eyes. They might not be as good as they should be because I got too used to playing video games at a young age and sitting too close to a TV. But that's absolutely a thing, is the idea of getting your shots in, especially if you're losing, right? That's a thing. That's been a thing for a very long time. And Bruins fan got to witness the Bruins do that to a lot of people, and a lot of people said Bruins are dirty, and they were right. And a lot of other people have said, well, if the Bruins can get away with it, I hope my team does it. So then the Oilers do that tonight. They play like shit. They're losing badly. They eventually say, fuck this, start cross-checking people, start taking cheap shots. But it's bad now? Why is it suddenly bad now that the Oilers are doing it? I don't get it. And again, Bruins fan, I don't give a shit what happens in this series. Either the Oilers win, or I see my former team captain and club legend Brad Marchand win his second career Stanley Cup. I'm good regardless. I just don't understand how it's suddenly now a bad thing when the Oilers decide to be dirty and goon it up at the end of a game, when so many times now we have seen, especially, like I said, the last 2 Leafs-Panthers series, so many people are just like, the Leafs got to fight back. They can't let the Panthers get away with this unscathed. Why aren't the Leafs fighting back? And then a team like the Oilers do fight back, but now they're wrong for doing it, according to some people. I don't understand. I'm not saying that, yeah, great strategy for the Oilers getting fucking shit kicked, because it's not. It's not a great strategy at all. But if you are going to get shit kicked, it's a very typical hockey thing to be like, okay, we got shit kicked tonight. Here's a cross check. Here's another cross check. Here's another cross check. That has been a thing in the NHL for decades. Arguably, over a century, which is how long the NHL has been around now at this point. People want playoff hockey and then cry when they get playoff hockey. I guess. And it's one of those things too, right? Like with the NHL, like this is playoff hockey. Like again, this happens all the time. The super physical hockey, no fucking suspensions for dirtiness. Like this happens all the goddamn time. Sam Bennett's about to win the goddamn Conn Smythe. And he has been the front runner for dirty play in these playoffs. Still scoring goals, still being effective. So, again, I just don't get what's so wrong about the Oilers and the concept of, taking your pound of flesh from the opposition when things aren't going right. You hear that mentioned every year, every postseason, but I'm seeing a lot of pushback for saying that wasn't the wrong thing for them to do. Specifically, I mentioned on the Twitter side of things, like, it was good to see Edmonton giving Florida a taste of their own medicine. This is what the NHL wants their product to be. Might as well embrace it. I don't see how my statement's wrong. Maybe I'm just too egotistical and too far up my own ass to be able to truly see what was wrong with what the Oilers did. But yeah, I mean, and again, like I'm not saying like Evander Kane slashing Carter Verhaeghe in the face is a great thing, but it's the NHL. It's what they want. Until someone actually gets suspended in the goddamn playoffs. But does anybody believe the NHL is going to hand down a suspension in the playoffs? They barely hand down suspensions anyway. I mean, damn. Let's be honest, like the referees in that game allowed it to get out of hand. And you can't say I argued with Puck Buddies exclusively. Especially because I know Eddie's in this Twitch chat right now. Unless Eddie, you want to own up to being a Puck Bunny, in which case, hey, I will call you by what you want me to call you. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. If it's Toronto, I expect a suspension, right? So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, for the Oilers, they played like shit tonight. End of. You're going to play like shit, though. There's always that conversation of, at least show some fight on the way out. And they did. I see people call for people to do that all the time, and I just don't understand now how it's so much of an issue for some people. Like, obviously, the game plan for the Oilers in Game 4 isn't going to be like, all right, opening face-off, drop the gloves, or I'm cross-checking Sasha Barkov in the teeth. If it is, then congratulations to the Florida Panthers for winning the Stanley Cup. Game plan for the Oilers in Game 4 needs to be stay the fuck out of the penalty box. Oh, my God. Especially Evander Kane. You got, like, the worst version of Evander Kane tonight. When he's on his game, he is still a very effective NHLer, but holy shit, some nights, like, he just doesn't have it. Stuart Skinner didn't have it tonight either. Holy shit, did Stuart Skinner not have it? So, I don't know, man. I think they took it too far to their own detriment. I mean, it would only be that the Oilers took it too far to their own detriment if there's a suspension out of it. But if, like, Evander Kane gets suspended for a game, are the Oilers that much worse off? Because they can just put someone like Jeff Skinner back into the lineup, and they might not be that worse off. Because it's the Oilers, and you're going to want to play that fast-paced, counterattacking style, which the Panthers were better at tonight anyway, especially that Sam Bennett breakaway goal. So, I don't know. Like I said, all in all, I don't have a problem with the Oilers being like, well, we suck tonight. Cross-check, cross-check, cross-check. Because, again, that's what people constantly say. Oh, you got to show some fight. You got to show you're not going to lay down and die. The Leafs should have done that multiple times over. But then when the Oilers do it, it's bad. It's not. Like, it's not great. You don't want to get blown out in a playoff game. You don't want to look like shit, especially after, getting the chance to win Game 2 in overtime and then losing in double overtime. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Panthers sure love beating opponents 6-1 in these playoffs. Yeah. So I'm intrigued to see what the Oilers do for Game 4. Do I think, like, the Panthers have been mortally wounded by what happened tonight? Like, no, of course not. But again, a little bit of pushback's a good idea instead of, the Oilers just being like, all right, dump and chase. We still got 17 minutes left. Fuck's sake. All right, dump and chase. Can we get this over already, please? God, this sucks. I don't want to be here anymore. And then, they get called out in the media for not showing any heart like the Toronto Maple Leafs have for years and years and years and years. Game 4 should be fun, though. I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, I said after Game 2, there was a really good chance that the Panthers were let off the hook by the Oilers from the Oilers not taking a 2-0 series lead. Then a game like tonight happens, and it's like, oh, my God, are the Oilers in trouble? Like, this is the time, right? You went to 7 last year. This is the time that the Oilers need to push back. If they lose Game 4, they're losing the series. And that's not a huge leap to say, given it'll be a 3-1 deficit. But with the Panthers being mentality monsters, you lose Game 4 at this point, it's GG's. I think the series could end as soon as 5 games. So, big Game 4 for the Oilers, to say the least, coming up.